All right, here we go. 3, 2. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Contractor Sales Academy podcast. Today, it's just Derek and Tom. What's up, Derek?
Good, fantastic. Sorry, guys, you won't get the other third, but
Yeah, that's, the other third's at a posh resort somewhere in Maine right now, I think, and living it up with his bride, and well-deserved few days away, which is what you can do when you got, like, I guess, wheelbarrows full of money in your closets and shit like that. So
see, that's the secret to no, not the secret to success. Can't even say that right. It's like here you got a guy that's in a group as a mentor and a coach and living, well, walking the walk, right? I mean, he did all the things he needed to do, and he's about to be actually going to retire out of his actual pond company that we wrapped up on that. So he did all the stuff that we're preaching.
Yep.
Yeah. He's not only that, they were just there, and now they went back.
Right.
Because it was so enjoyable. It's like, you know what? Let's just, they got a lot going on right now. Let's just go back up there and hang out. Probably got the better room.
Yep. Got the better room. Let's go do that again. So,
yeah.
Well, I'm on the heels of I was away for better part of a week, and Airbnb took the woman and the kids, and we went and hung out at an Airbnb and just went swimming. We wanted to get out of Colorado, and that was nice. And I worked because I didn't have that much scheduled that week, but I just need an internet connection and had a few phone calls, but it was nice to get away. In between calls, I just go jump in the pool. You live on a lake. You got a nice boat. How many times you been out on that thing, man?
Actually, I don't have the boat yet.
Okay.
I'm about to get the boat. It's
Gotcha.
been a selection. Because see, here's the thing. Doing a little better, I can be selective. I don't just have to take the John boat.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like, so, which is kind of problematic because now I can make choices, and choices are more difficult because they're selective.
They are.
But
well, when you were broke, you only had one choice. It was the one you could afford, right? So you're like, yeah,
exactly right.
So
there's some room here.
So I know today we're going to talk about, I guess this is as much for our existing members in the bridge, in our sales training group, as it is for anybody that's listening and is considering coming in, right? And that's really, how do you get some quick wins? It's, one of the best things for anybody that has any sort of a coaching program, like if you're a personal trainer, if you're a sales trainer like we are, business coaching, marketing coaching or program, whatever. One of the best things you can do is help the people that trust you and give you money, is help them get quick wins, right? Or even with contracting services, the equivalent to that would be, how do you make it such a great experience from the get-go when they're communicating with your business stuff, that there's like no buyer's remorse and they feel like this is money well spent and they're getting the results that they want. So I thought, or we thought, really, you thought, this is really more your idea. What are some things we could talk about here today to help people get really quick wins when they jump into the program?
Well, and we were just kind of, you and I were riffing back and forth and talking about some stuff we needed to go over, and it kind of came up to that I realized when you come into the CSA, the bridge, on your first day, you can truly find and hear a word track that you can use immediately to get you that quick win. And I've never seen anything like that, because you think about like workout programs or diets or any of that stuff, it usually takes a little time to get some results, and you really have to put in the effort. Not that you don't have to here, but it's like we just had a new member join, and he just going through some of the word tracks, following the system, he was able to find out that the person that was asking him to come out to give an estimate didn't even own the house.
Right. So
immediately, don't go see that person because they can't make a buying decision. And it's it's those little things. So what's really happened in the bridge is we're learning how to communicate. Yes, we're a sales group, but when you understand and we go into the motive and we really dig into the motive, and we show you how to dig into the motive, and we go through these open-ended questions and going for the no, going through all this stuff, you're going to find out stuff. Because here's the thing, as a contractor, you know how to sell. I mean, that's obviously if you have a business license, I hope you have a business license, insurance, important, workers' comp, I'm not gonna go that direction, I'll stop. But somehow you opened your mouth and you sold something.
Yeah.
But when you really find out what it's like to actively listen and how to actively listen and look for those triggers to go, oh,
Yeah.
this person doesn't even own the house. I shouldn't go see them. Like that's one quick win, is just to go through, ask the right open-ended questions so that you can find out if that person is even,
Yeah.
even gonna possibly can even do business with you.
Yeah. It reminds me a few years ago, I think it was our second year of the CSA. There was a pond guy who I won't name now just for privacy reasons, but he joined the group on like a Monday. We had our Tuesday call. He got on the Tuesday call, got off the call, and got on the phone with somebody and implemented one thing that he heard on that call. And he sold a job. No shit, dude. He sold a job for like 12 grand more than he normally would have. And I remember within like a couple hours of us finishing that first training call that he was on, he posted in the group, he's like, well, holy shit, I just more than tripled my ROI on my investment with this thing for the year, or whatever it was, whatever the math worked out to be. So one of my tips here for getting quick wins is you got to implement. Like, you got to trust. That's the hardest thing to do. It's like, I wasn't watching this, but it was on the TV the other night. I walked through the room. Remember the Indiana Jones where he had to like take the step off the cliff and he couldn't see the walkway, and it was all a test of his faith. Well, anyway, to go get the Holy Grail or whatever. So anyway, he's standing on the edge of that cliff and he can't see that there's a platform to walk on. And he had to trust. He had to take that step. And that's what I want to encourage people is, man, we want people to succeed. We want you to win. We want you to change your bank account. We want you to have a better life. We want you to have choices. And we're just simply like, if we're just maybe up around the bend ahead of you a little bit, and you just can't see what we can see at this point. And that's where I want to encourage people, man, just trust. Go into it with the right mindset that, man, Derek, that's what you've done. You've preached that all along. You're like, I came in and I just did what y'all said, it worked.
I just did it.
So
even yesterday, I went out to a job and collected a deposit. It's a consult, collected a deposit. And I wasn't really feeling it, but I went anyway. And I literally, as I was leaving, I passed this place, and I'm actually going to go on a hike shortly because it's just this place I love to go, and I structure my day so I can make this happen. I'm driving from it. I see the place where I want to go hike. Actually, it's when, we do our Nash Vegas trip. It's one of those places. You've been on the trails. And I pull in there and I'm walking. I'm going, even though I don't feel it, I understand this process. I pre-qualified them. I went through the whole thing. I just got to get out of my own head, just take my brain and drag my body to the person. Don't question it. Just go over there and get the damn money. And then after I get the money, put it in my calendar, do the scope of work, send it to my team. If I just quit thinking my way out of it and I just do the damn thing, surprisingly enough, it works. And that's really, like, that's all it is. We just get in our own way and we cause problems. And guys, this is the thing. What we're doing is not theory. It's not theory. Mm-mm. It's truly total implementation of what other contractors are doing. And here's the side of it that's so important. Like you said, we may just be a little bit ahead of you guys, is you got a group of people that their story is exactly the same as your story. Maybe it's changed a little bit. Maybe it's exactly the same. We're all the same. We're contractors. We've just all banded together. We do these training sessions. We do these webinars. We engage in our Facebook group. And when someone new comes in and they go, hey, I've got this problem over here, there's 50 people that can go, whoa. Don't say it like that. Say it like this. And throw this word track in there. And then amazingly, the customer's going to go, oh, yeah, sure, I can. Why don't you come on out to the house? Oh, wait, well, we'd love to get there. But before we come out to the house, we need to talk about a couple other things. And then you go, what are you supposed to say? Well, this is going to be difficult. But if you practice it enough, you're going to say, this is what we charge for consulting. And this is how you say it. And lo and behold, the customer goes, okay.
Yeah.
So that's the trust.
Well, and being around people that have been there and are actually doing it is huge. I was on the phone with somebody who's not in the group recently, and they were telling me a story of how they're trying to implement some of this stuff on their own. And they gave the people kind of a budget over the phone, and they made some mistakes in the way they presented it. And then they didn't do step 3, the truth,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
And then the end result was a pissed off customer because it was going to be more money than they told them over the phone, and which led to a bad Google review and all this other stuff. And the point here is that they, with great intentions, they're trying to wing it, right? They're trying to and there's a reason that we can make some of the claims that we make is because we've seen it over and over and we've been there. So anyway, you got to trust the process. And the other thing here is I wanted one more thing, I guess, for me, and if you have anything else, how to get quick wins when you come in. Think of a gym. If you want to have quick wins in the gym, you have to show up. You know what I mean? You got to go there. If you're going to join a gym, or, you know, in today's day and age, if you're going to do a workout program, you still got to show up in your garage or in your basement or wherever it is that you work out. You at some point you have to make an appointment to be there and put the work in. And the people that seem to struggle when they come in and don't get quick wins, I just see they join and they don't make it a priority, and they don't put it on their calendar, and they don't honor that commitment. When something else comes up, this is one of the first things to go, instead of going, no, I have this is the thing that's going to change my life and my bank account and my family tree and their bank accounts if I do this right, and I got to honor this commitment. And that's one of the reasons that our confidence struggles, is we don't honor the commitments that we make to ourselves. So for me, I think it's you got to put it on the calendar. You got to show up.
Yep. And you have to say the thing. You have to use whatever it is. And it's not always what you say, it's how you say it. And that's the other thing that we go over, those quick wins on developing and understanding how to have a spirit of conversation. Mm-hmm. And my wife today, this is so funny. She calls and my daughter's home from college. And so they're kind of like, it's almost like two sisters. It's not really mother and daughter. It's like two sisters, because my daughter borrowed some of my wife's stuff, and my wife wants it back because she's just very particular. I'm the opposite. You can borrow whatever. I don't care. Yeah. So I kind of raised my girls that way. It's like, it's right. Cool. So, but Aaron has this, it's not the same. So Aaron called. It's like, give me a word track. Like, what do I say so that I can say this and not, be an asshole? It's like, 1, don't be an asshole. Start there. And it was like the spirit of the conversation. You got to fall on the sword. She's like, well, how am I going to fall on the sword? And it's like, well, that's just, she knows the technique. And it's like, well, I would say it like this. That way you're taking the blame for it. And then Jaylee will go, you're right. I should give you those other 4 things that I borrowed before I ask you for the 5th thing. Yeah. And then it's like, that's that difficult conversation. But that's a quick win, is you can come into the group, you can get around some people and find out what it is to have an off the record conversation when you're in a difficult. You could truly come into this group today with a bad situation and go, hey guys, this is what I'm experiencing. And several people will chime in, and if not, get on a call with you and go, hey, do it this way. Yeah. And it's going to work. And it works every time, because it's not theory. And we never, ever share in this group. And I monitor it heavily. We all do. If anybody's talking, just sharing some bad information, it's not working. It is just theory. It doesn't happen here. Yeah. Like, it doesn't. We only teach and coach and guide stuff that really works. I remember seeing Steve on stage. You guys have heard me say this. And that one thing he said, it was basically in so many words, is how to have a conversation with someone before things go bad. Yep. And it was really simple, and still is simple. I even set expectations with the client today when I went to meet with them for deposit. I talked about what it looks like if we're not going to show up on time, to what to expect. And at the end of it, they were like, well, you're definitely different than other contractors. And I was like, well, I hope so. Well, I did a video recently within the last month about, I think it was a few ways to avoid stupid arguments with your customers. Right. And this is one of them, having a sales process that's rooted in this connection and this openness and honesty and a conversation. Like, it's
And a lot of us, honestly, we're afraid to have those things, have those conversations because they're uncomfortable and we're afraid we're going to lose the job.
And not only that, you don't know what to say.
Right.
Like, I can't tell you how my confidence, when I first, when you and Steve started this, and I was one of the very first people to come into the CSA years and years ago, I was so hungry for freaking word tracks. It's like, my confidence is here. Like, I'm a confident man, but sometimes I just don't know what to say. I'll say anything. If I know it'll work, I will say it. And just to have those, well, the one time that Steve, when he called me, I didn't know what to say to the person. And yes, I was being and when he told me what to say, it was like, this still sucks. Like, I don't want to make this phone call. Like, damn it. But all I'm going to do is make the phone call. I'm going to play it out exactly like he told me to. And sure enough, she said, Derek, in the future, let's not let this happen again. And I'm going to put that $500 check in the mail. And she did. And it was just like, thank God.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I would have just kept my mouth shut, wouldn't have said anything, and I would have ate the $500.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Well, so listen, if you're a member of the Bridge right now, you already know what's going on in there, but reach out because you should be having quick wins. If you're not, then it's down to a couple things. Either you're not being humble and reaching out and asking for help, or you're not implementing something. And we can help you with the second one. You gotta want it. You gotta be hungry. What breaks my heart the most, Derek, honestly, if we're just being honest here, which we always are, is seeing people come in thinking that just because they joined and they get a few scripts and word tracks, that it's going to be the game changer. And that's not. And I want to communicate, like we talk a lot about, it's a lot of hard work to get really good, but I don't want to mislead people and think that you're necessarily that far away from success. Like, you're closer to success than you think. You just got to have that focused, consistent effort. And good shit happens, like in anything.
It's the repetitions.
Yeah.
Everybody can relate to that. You got to do the workout to get the results.
There you go. Well, dude, go on your hike. And I'm going to go pick up my daughter.
There you go.
And go from there. Appreciate you all listening here today. Give us a review. Excuse me, I'm choking. Give us a review. Share this with another contractor. Super appreciate you all listening. And we'll talk to you guys next time.